We are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Two teams more than ready to get this one started, and we are underway from the Superdome. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's 2nd down. They go play action. Winston. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure.
Under pressure, they got him again. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. Fielded just inside the 20. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's 1st or 2nd or even 3rd in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Corral. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a 1st down. So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Corral. And pass complete to Moore. Touchdown, Carolina! Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach, okay? So he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Saints take over 1st.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Play fake. Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Thomas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
It's a gain of 11.
Jameis now on 1st down. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Panthers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Corral sets up play action. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And some space here. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. A handoff, McCaffrey running right, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On 3rd down, Corral. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Gonzalez's kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Jameis to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Winston now. Open man is Michael Thomas. And some room to work. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 16 yards.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Going right back to Michael Thomas. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Walker now on 1st and 10. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kenneth Walker, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have got it back to within a score. Let's go on the extra point. That'll cut it to 3 and 10-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
Panther football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Well, these two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. McCaffrey on the counter. Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jackson. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Here we go with McCaffrey. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running left is Walker. And he's got some space here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Play action now, Winston. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Two minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. After the sack on 1st down, Winston. He completes this to Walker. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On 3rd down, Winston. Now he's got it. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year and 3rd overall. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz for the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Charles, we'll see how this offense responds. Remember, the last time they were out, they went for it on 4th down, did not get it, and that led to a touchdown on the other side. So they need a response here.
They certainly do, and I just have a question for you. You think that was a gut feel, or was that analytics that came into play there deciding to go for it on 4th down?
That felt like gut to me. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely, because the way it backfired, where they are in the game, all those things, that didn't feel like an analytics call. That certainly felt like, hey, I think we can get this right now. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for them.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have now allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. To throw is Winston. Open man right side is St. Brown. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Throwing, Winston. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. With a slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Corral looking to pass, 2nd down. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. From the gun, Winston. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On 2nd and 10, Winston. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's Winston. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but looking like that won't be the case here.
Yeah, it looks like someone put their dukes up a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe decided to finally make a stand because those first 2 drives, they got run over. Now, finally, got their feet under them, got a little bit of balance. They're getting off the field.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back into the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the the Saints are going to take possession of the football. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Amon-Ra St. Brown with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. That's good on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
So the offense back out now, coming off its first interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some momentum here, Charles. But they're trailing defensively. Maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are. But what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
Meanwhile, Corral's throw here into the hands of Moore. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Third down, Corral. Again, he finds Moore. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
On second down, Winston again. Well, that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. That play could never get started thanks to the defensive effort of Shaq Thompson. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offensive play.
Corral is intercepted again. That's number 3.
Picked up by Sidney Jones.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. He's a little too aggressive there from his Mike linebacker spot.
Sometimes you jump into gaps trying to draw them off sides. This time he tricked himself.
Now Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Winston. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyler Lockett, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Saints will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Sidney Jones.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Following the interception, Winston. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. To throw, Winston.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Winston.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
The kick by Lutz is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Cook has it left side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play action here, Corral. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Fakes the handoff here, Corral.
Looking deep here for Ebron. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Off play action. Here's Corral.
Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
But we've talked about it, CD. The Bears repeating, they are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Corral.
And now here's another interception. The 30, 20, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no options. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Lots of look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. Past the 20. He will score. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Jameis to throw it. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. There's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lost one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they'll have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On 3rd down, Corral.
And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. From 17 yards out. And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. They go with McCaffrey. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've got the 2-score lead. Look, though, they fumbled last possession, led to a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the 4th, they got to be careful.
They definitely do because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Here's Corral.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Moore, the man in motion.
Corral. That's complete. It's Cook.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Carolina.
Corral to throw.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Back to Walker on first down.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
7-yard line. 2 yards on
On second down, it's Walker.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, here's Walker.
And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. This was a very close ball game